News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
Can come true, it can happen to you if you're young at heart.
The next hour brings entertainment and information for those of you who are young at heart. Here are your hosts, Lynn Peterson and Al Jones.
If you're young at heart.
Hello! It's almost Halloween.
It is.
Well, it is the October month, and it's wonderful, and we're here at Young at Heart with Hearts of Young.
That's right.
Yes, and
Your heart is
pumpkins
young.
in the background.
That's right. And you are?
I am Lynn Peterson.
And I am?
Al Jones.
Hey, listen, did I point into myself? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. Everything's, reversed
Yeah.
when you're looking at the camera.
I've been talking to people.
Yes.
And they're telling me how much they enjoy the show. They said, Al, we've been watching you.
I finally found that out too. And people, they're saying, yeah, I catch on YouTube. You can go to KPVM-TV, Young at Heart, and catch all of our episodes on YouTube,
Right.
which is fun for us.
Right. And that's what I tell people. I say, if you can't get it on the regular TV and so forth,
You do that.
somebody's waving at me out there.
Oh, I think it's...
Must be Dr. Leaks.
Oh, I think it is Dr. Leaks. Is Dr. Leaks coming on the show today? You're supposed to be seeing my husband. What are you doing here?
That's right.
He told me he had an eye appointment.
That's right. To check his eyes out.
He's going to be on the show, and we're going to drop him in next week.
Oh, I
We're gonna
got you.
drop him
Okay,
in.
we're going to drop in on Dr. Leaks. We got a great show today, by the way.
We do.
Yes, we've got some exciting things coming up. I love October. It's one of the prettiest months in my estimation here in the valley, except, when it jumps down to 65 and then up to 89, it gets very confusing.
Which is what's happening.
Yeah,
this
and
week.
it's hell on your wardrobe. Can I say hell on the TV? I
It's
just
too
did.
late.
It's
You didn't say
okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Too late.
Oh, well.
Censor.
I don't think that's a bad word anymore. It's not
No.
even considered a cuss word anymore.
It's not. Censor. And
And you guys out there probably just got the shock of your life because you've never heard me say that before.
you're shocked. Okay,
It
what
must
are
be
we
the
saying? Who's
weekend.
on the show today? What did
We
you say?
have three lovely people that are going to be talking about Pahrump Wild West Extravaganza.
That's true.
Along with, we also have that Wild West Extravaganza thing going on in Vegas.
That's true.
But you can just do a whole Wild West thing this whole coming weekend because
can.
there's so many events coming up.
That's
we have
true.
Flo Provenza. She'll be on the show talking about the big to-do out in China Ranch this coming weekend
That's
as
right.
well. And that's part of the conservatory and how you become a lifetime member.
That is true.
Yes.
And you also have Joan from Albertsons.
We have Joan from Albertsons, and she brought us food.
She brought us all those goodies.
Yes, she did. And
And
since I had my pig out day yesterday, I haven't had anything to eat yet today.
Uh-oh.
So
I better get to the table before you.
and they do say that sushi is healthy.
Yes, it is healthy for you.
It can be, yes.
Yeah, it can be.
And we have an incredible author.
Yeah.
An author is in the room.
Yeah, George Hiss.
George Hiss?
Yeah, he's come from well, of course,
New
he-
York.
New York to
Yeah.
Chicago. The first Black American radio announcer.
I think that's fabulous.
Isn't that fantastic?
I just want to hear his radio voice like, hello,
That's right.
this
Hello
is
there.
George Hiss.
This is George.
Coming to you from what was it in Chicago,
Chicago?
KLAS?
No, it was WSM.
N. Okay.
WSM. I
So
think
what
it
was
was WSM.
what was the station in Ohio then?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'll
well.
ask him.
WLAS. Wasn't it WLAS or something
know.
like that?
I don't know. We'll ask him
One
anyway.
side of the river starts with a W, the other
Yeah.
side
Oh, is that the way it works?
starts with a
No,
K.
there's a little trivia. One side of the river starts with a W, the other
Yeah.
side of the river starts with a
That's
K.
the Mississippi.
Yeah,
There's your trivia question
He
for
wrote
the
a
week.
book. He wrote a
did
book.
write a book, and we
That's
got
right.
good.
go there.
Well, you're going to have an
Yay.
interesting interview with him.
That's right. Did you miss out on the Flo? Flo's here too?
No,
also?
I already said about
Did
Flo.
you say that?
About the China Range
Doing,
thing
doing,
coming
doing,
up.
doing,
But we
doing.
got a funny here that I just love. I think this is so cute. It's apropos
What's
for
that?
here. It says, the definition of an arbitrator.
Mm-hmm.
A cook that leaves Arby's to work at McDonald's. Ba-dum-bum-bum.
That's a good one. You have another one?
Sure.
Give me one more.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Avoidable.
Okay.
What a bullfighter tries to do.
Ooh.
Oh, a rubberneck.
What's a rubberneck? Oh, that's good.
What you do to relax your wife.
Ooh.
We were just talking about those things this morning that help your wife relax, and we'll get into. That's a whole other new show. And that one I don't think we definitely can't talk about on this show.
That's right.
Yeah, but we love it. Anyway, I don't know. I think this means we have a cricket's 30 seconds.
You got that much.
Or screw.
We have that much?
A screwy 30
Let's
seconds.
Yeah, no, that's 30 seconds. That's what I mean in TV land.
Yeah,
So.
it does.
Ooh, did you see what she did to us?
You know what? If we start showing the show after midnight, we can start letting loose here.
Bye.
Oh, we love y'all, and I hope you love us. It just took us a minute to get going, so now we have to go to commercial. We'll be back after this.
Stay tuned.
Boy, I'm talking with my hands a lot today.
Welcome back to the show, folks. My next guest is the lovely Joan from Albertsons. Welcome.
Thank you, Al. Thank you.
Welcome. I
Yay!
now, Joan, you're here to talk about a few things, not only the food, but about Halloween.
Yes, Halloween's coming up, and it'll be here before we know it. I brought a lot of the foods that we have here for the Halloween parties that are going to be going on the next 2 weeks. And so we can talk about that more.
We'll talk about that later. But
Okay.
now, something about homecoming.
Oh, yes. Homecoming's going to be on the 22nd. That's 2 weeks from Saturday.
Okay.
And I would like for you, if you are in need of a corsage or boutonniere, if you could come in and order early. You don't have to pay for it right then. You pay for it when you pick it up. So it shouldn't be hard for you to come in and make an order.
Yeah.
And the earlier, the better.
Hey,
Okay.
That makes sense. And something about
yeah.
the class, the design class.
Oh, yes. On this Saturday, the 15th, I'm going to have a design class to show the ladies how they can use our market bunch flowers, our 3 for 12s in their own arrangements. If they bring their own vases, we are able to keep costs down. And we have a lot of fun. We giggle and laugh, and I show them all my tricks, and they're just amazed that they can do it themselves. So it's a lot of fun, and if you can join us, come on down. It's going to be 10 o'clock in the morning.
That's what I'm going to ask you. What time?
10 o'clock in the
10
morning
o'clock in the
on the 15th. This
On
coming
the 15th,
Saturday.
right.
That's
Now
this coming Saturday.
All right, let's talk about the delicious food that you have brought here.
Okay, we've got lots of great ads that are coming up, great sales that are coming up in our ad. The number one thing I wanted to mention was that our grapes are on sale. They're going to be on sale for $1.49 a pound.
Ooh, yum,
and
yum.
these are really, really good grapes. They're called the Holiday brand grapes. And usually we only carry them through the holidays.
Is that right?
Yeah, and that's the only time we can get them. But they're
They
so
are
good.
delicious. I had one
Very
here.
refreshing.
Yeah, I had one while I was on the air here, and Bob Baker told me don't do that on the air. But I had to eat the grape on the air.
That's
because it's
right. You gotta try
good. Get
it.
out of there. Out of there.
There she comes. It's the whippersnapper. The grape napper.
Yeah, aren't those good? There's
Okay, and we also have lots of fruit trays that we can. We have the fruit trays. We have our chicken wings. Oh my goodness, chicken wings! They're if you purchase 2 or more pounds, they're $4.99 a pound.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really a great deal. They've got the buffalo, and they have honey wings. These are honey wings here, and then they have the vinegar and salt,
Whoa.
and they have the spicy hot wings.
Oh, there's 3 different kinds of wings that you have there.
They have some. They're really, really good too, and they're made up fresh.
Wow. Now I think that there is. You've taken the pictures of the snacks, and there's supposed to be quite a few snacks that are good there.
Yeah, the snacks and the appetizers. Now, our service deli said that there's no problem if you call them 24 hours in advance notice. They can whip up these trays for you. They're different prices, but they can make it up for you, and so you don't have to fuss with it at your parties. Also, in our cakes and cookies, they usually have a nice assortment on hand that you can just pick up and go. There we go. There we go. See? Come and go.
Get out of there!
There they go. But they-
Our cookie lady.
oh, there she goes. They're gone.
Now you were talking about the other things over here.
Okay, this here, all this in front, that's sushi. We have a young man there at our store now that does fresh sushi every day. Say that 5 times really fast.
Sushi.
Fresh sushi every day. It's fresh by 11 o'clock on weekends and fresh by 12 on the weekdays. And it's really good. I love sushi. So every day I have California rolls.
Ooh.
And you know what? I lost 3 pounds. Yay! Anyway, I can get it. I'm happy.
Right.
But he has this one over here is octopus. Oh,
Octopus.
Lynn, I'm going to smack you. We have octopus and we have the dumplings.
That's
squid
the dumplings.
and
this
dragon
is the dumplings
rolls.
over here.
Yeah,
Hold it up there. Yeah, hold it up there.
We got a picture of it.
I
yeah,
don't know. Did we get a picture of that?
Yes.
yeah.
Yum yum. The dumplings.
Yeah, and if you call him, you can order trays.
Isn't that wonderful?
So just you need to give him 24-hour notice,
Are
and
these?
he can do it.
Yeah. Are these new things here? Now this what she's holding here.
Right before she
The dragon roll.
Dragon roll. Why do
Yeah.
they call that dragon roll?
That's tempura.
It looks like
Tempura.
Yeah, it's like a shrimp tempura in a.
Oh.
The way he makes it is like a dragon roll.
Oh. Look at.
But
She was a
any of
model.
these items can be yours. You know,
Uh-huh.
just come on down and we can make them. We'll
Right.
be happy to.
Right. Like I said, that how far in advance do you need to know when they make up these?
They need to know at
different
least
trays?
24 hours in
24
advance,
hours.
to
Oh,
be able
okay.
to do the best job. You know, and they do sandwiches. They do rolls. They do just all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all kinds.
And I know the snacks and everything and all that, which is very, very good.
Yes.
You know, now,
Seafood wraps, sandwiches, the little wraps,
all those kinds of things, which is neat. Which is neat. Now, what is this little guy here?
This little guy here is is going to be your comrade. Can you get him?
Come on, Al, shake it.
Come on, Al.
Shake it like a monkey.
I don't know how the monkey shakes.
Like a rabbit.
You
That's
are
beautiful.
so bad. Well, I guess we lost our monkey.
We lost our monkey. Yeah. Now you all. There he is. That's beautiful. I like that. Now we also have over here cheese and crackers.
That's right. That's
Which
also
is
available
normal.
in our deli.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is normal that you have here, usually the cheese
Oh
and
yeah.
crackers.
Oh yeah. And we have football season, so people can pick up and go
Yeah.
to take to their football
Yeah.
parties.
Yeah.
Another thing too is, you know, it's still nice outside, so we can still barbecue.
Oh, that's
You know,
right.
it's still
This
nice.
is fall?
We have Farmer John pork ribs, the country style ribs for $2.29 a pound.
$2.29 a
Yeah,
pound.
and that's going to start. This ad will be starting on
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
Wednesday.
I'm
Yeah,
looking at that now.
yeah.
What is that down below there that says this here?
It says
Buy one,
chef's-
get one free.
Yeah, it says chef's trim or signature boneless, skinless chicken breast,
Ah,
tenders or thin sliced.
yum.
Buy one, get one free.
Ooh, and what is this one here?
This one is the Albertsons beef loin New York strip steak.
Oh, oh.
Buy one, get one free.
Get
You
one
can save
free.
up to $11.99. You know. Yeah.
That sounds so
Yeah.
good. All those little things
Oh,
sound
my
so good.
goodness.
Yes. I never thought about that, thinking about barbecuing here in the fall.
Oh, I know. I mean,
Yeah.
we're so lucky here.
Yeah.
We have all this wonderful weather. We might as well take advantage of it still. I'm still
Yes.
in the barbecue. It was too hot to barbecue a few months ago.
That's true. But now it's okay.
Now it's just perfect.
Yeah. Now, when you talk about, once again, I had to go back to this because you're talking about homecoming and you talk about flowers and so
Uh-huh.
forth. Now, the flowers also You're talking about the boutonnieres.
Boutonnieres for the guys and corsages for the ladies.
Well, what do they do? Is this something that, as far as the school is concerned?
This
Homecoming?
Homecoming is the the school dance that they have.
Oh, yeah. The school dance.
The school dance.
Gee, thanks, Lynn, for dancing. We appreciate that.
And I'm the only one that does the corsages there at the store, so I really like to know what I'm doing.
Right.
It really helps me when they order early.
Right. Which makes sense. Well,
Yeah.
I want you to know that we always appreciate, you coming in here, showing us all these kinds of things, and of course helping the kids to understand that the kinds of things that they need to do, for homecoming,
Right.
and for the different affairs that they have at the school.
That's right.
That's just beautiful.
Yes.
And I was thinking about that when I was coming up, a few years ago.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
many years,
Not
just a
the
few
same
years
as
ago.
me.
That we had the homecoming, and we had all the different affairs and so forth.
Right.
But thanks again, Joan, for
You're
coming
welcome,
in.
darling.
And
It's been a pleasure.
I look for you again.
It's always a pleasure.
Right. Stay tuned, folks. We shall return after these messages. Welcome to the show, folks. My guest is, believe it or not, is author-producer George L. Hess. I want you to welcome to the show, George.
Thank you, sir.
Fair.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, okay. Now, you are a resident of Pahrump.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now I want to ask you, and everybody asks me, how in the heck did you get to Pahrump? Before we get into the book, right?
Well, everybody do have a story why they're living here in Pahrump.
Right.
Okay. I'm originally from New York City. Born and raised.
Okay.
I retired from New York Civil Service,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody been having a good time out in California.
Yeah, well, put your head up a little bit so we can see your eyes, man. There you go.
I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
Everybody seemed to be having such a wonderful time in California.
Right.
So we moved to California.
Mm-hmm.
And then we bought time sharing down in Vegas. And it takes 4.5 hours to come from California to Vegas. But if you live in Pahrump, it only takes 1 hour.
That's right.
So that's what happened.
Yeah. Now that makes sense. So let us get on with the story about how you decided to write a book and a little background on that, because I think when you talk about Jack L. Cooper and all that, I am from Chicago and I know about him and knew him.
Okay. I myself personally went to RBA, Radio Broadcasting Association School, to be a DJ, a disc jockey. And I used to do a show called The Hits and the Heavies over WHBI 105.9 FM.
In New York?
In New York.
In New York, okay.
Yes, sir. And I used to serenade New York City on a Friday night, Saturday morning doing the Hits and the Heavy. Are you familiar with the Hits and the Heavy?
Well, I think I heard about it, but I'm a little young,
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, if you ever notice when a recording artist used to appear on a show like the Dick Clark show, he
Right.
always says, and the artist is Caucasian, hey man, you got a hit on your hands.
Mm-hmm.
This got hit written all over it. If it was a black artist that appeared on there, he said, this is a heavy side, man. This is a real heavy side. So I can bind the two together and was playing the hits and the heavies.
Wow, fantastic.
Thank
now, there's the Ghost of Gospel. What is that?
Okay, what happened was, excuse me, I always had a desire to do gospel music. And one of the fellas, he be programming up his show that did gospel music. His name is Merle Richardson Jr. And we'll be talking, I'll be programming up the Papa George show to play the hits and the heavies. And I informed him that someday I would like to do gospel music. So I was doing pretty good as Papa George, playing the hits and the heavies, making the scenes out at night after I get off the air and doing remotes around town and so on and so forth. And had a ball walking up and down Madison and Fifth Avenue, dealing with the different advertising agencies like Young and Rubicam, McCann and Erickson to get sponsors to do my show. So I got a big break. And I got a chance to get out of Midtown Manhattan and come up to Westchester County. at a major radio station on a Saturday night from 10 to 12. Great time for DJing. And up in Briarcliff Manor, New York. So I went over to Purchase College, which was close by, and I told them what I was going to do. I told them I'll even come over there and do a remote out of there. And I had General Foods right there, and I got a couple of good sponsors lined up. So I was all ready to go. And I told Merle Richardson, the fellow that be programming up his gospel show, what I was going to do, that I was leaving Midtown Manhattan and going up to Westchester County. And I told him what was happening up there. I said, why don't you get some time up there too? So he said, okay. So he came up there. He says, I got an idea. Do you know I got 2 hours on the same station with you on a Sunday morning doing gospel music? He said, why don't you always said you wanted to do gospel music, so why don't you take your 2 hours that you got and my 2 hours, and we can do 4 hours of gospel music on a Sunday morning. Without a second thought, I said, yeah. So I switched over. And he said, you know what we can do now? We're covering New Rochelle, Mount Vernon, Yonkers, Mamaroneck. Why don't we just leave the radio station at 10 o'clock in the morning and visit the different churches?
Okay.
And give them a chance to be heard on the air.
Wow.
So we said, okay. So we was recording the different churches. In the meantime, for me to write the Joe Bostic story.
Yeah, that's what I want to get into.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Joe Bostic discovered Mahalia Jackson and introduced her to America. Joe Bostic put Jackie Robinson on the Dodgers.
Wow.
Joe Bostic made B. Arthur from Maude and the Golden Girls to be the first woman to sit at ringside and cover the fights along with the men. And go into the dressing room and interview a fighter, providing the fighter was properly dressed. She passed away before I could give an autographed copy of the book. And the late James Cleveland, he made James Cleveland's name bigger than James Cleveland.
Wow.
Yes. There's an organization called the Gospel Workshop of America that James Cleveland is the president. And once a year they come into a different state. In 75 they came into New York City. They usually take over the largest arena and the largest hotel. They took over the Statler Hilton Hotel and right across the street, Madison Square Garden. So there was a special luncheon for all the gospel announcers. So I came down from Westchester County to attend the luncheon for all the gospel announcers. And the last minute they told James Cleveland, which James Cleveland was not too much good blood between Joe Bostic and James Cleveland. Because James Cleveland walked out on a concert.
Whoa.
So they told James Cleveland that you cannot bring all these people into Joe Bostic backyard and don't let them speak. So when I heard that Joe Bostic was going to be the speaker, I called him on the phone. I said, Joe, I'll be there at the luncheon and I'm going to record it. He says, my blessing, do it. He delivered such a dynamic speech at the luncheon. The Billboard magazine, which is in the book, wrote it up that says, Joe Bostic urged gospel announcers to go militant. So I own a Solar Recording Company. That's my record label. So I told Joe, he said, well, come on by and pick up some pictures if you want to put that out on an album. Then I realized one thing. I cannot put out the Joe Bostic speech if nobody know anything about him. So that's when I did his research and put his biography out in the book.
Wow. So that's what caused you to write the book about Joe Bostic.
About the Joe Bostic story, the first black radio announcer. He started this thing called black radio because they said there was no market for it. Along with a fellow by the name of Jack Cooper from Chicago.
That's right, Jack L. Cooper from Chicago, which I knew.
Okay.
I knew him, and he lived down the street from me, as a matter of fact.
All right.
Yes.
Well, those two started this thing called black radio simultaneously.
Yeah.
And Joe Bostic has about 10 things to his credit of being the first. First sports writer, the first ring announcer in Madison Square Garden, etc.
Is he still living?
No, he passed on.
He passed on.
First into heaven.
Wow. let's talk about how someone can get this book before the time runs out.
Oh, yeah. Barnes & Noble has the book. As a matter of fact, Barnes & Noble gave the book 4 stars.
4 stars. Whoa. Very good.
And the New York Times wrote the book up. So you can find it on Amazon.com.
That's very good. And have you written anything else or anything like that? You author, producer, I mean, you're still producing things.
Yeah, I myself personally cannot take the credit for being an author. That's a pretty high. I just happen to do that, but I'm a disc jockey. I play music for all occasions.
That's it. Okay. Yeah, but this is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
That's beautiful. I think that, and the research that you did on that, I think is fantastic. And folks, like he said, it's on Amazon, and so you can purchase this book. You know what the cost is on this book?
Yes, it comes on soft cover and hard cover. I think the soft cover is probably about $9, and hard cover that has me on the inside with the dust cover. I think it goes for about $15.
Well, listen, George, I appreciate you coming in and talking about this because this is fantastic. This is information that a lot of people need to know. Stay tuned, folks. We shall return after these messages. Do not, I repeat, do not go away.
And here we are back at Young at Heart with our next guest. I have Alice, John, and the Mystery Man over there, who is covered with an incredible, wonderful, beautiful cowboy hat. It's actually Bob Barker. Bob Barker.
I wish it was, honey. I wouldn't be sitting here.
Have your cat stay
Bob Baker. Oh, I don't know. You kind of resemble Barker a little
If I was
bit.
Bob Barker, I'd be in California and in a hot tub, probably.
Probably so, or trying to sell something to
Yeah,
some gullible
something.
person
Yeah.
dressed up like a
Cowboy.
cowboy or an Iroquoian or something. Anyway, they're all here because they're all part of the Wild West, Pahrump Wild West Extravaganza that's coming up this end of this week into the weekend. And it's going to blow your socks off. This is so much fun. I'm getting excited about the weekend. I didn't have anything to look forward to, and then y'all came on today, and I'm like, this is coming up. It's going to start on
Friday night.
Friday night.
They have music Friday night,
Okay.
live music. And then it opens up again. First day with New
sorry.
West. It opens up again Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, with a flag raising ceremony and a Pledge of Allegiance and the Star Spangled Banner. And the concessions open, I think, at 9.
Okay. And goes all day until
Goes
the
all
evening?
day with entertainment off and on during the day, the cloggers and that sort of thing coming up all the time. Until in the evening again is live entertainment. And then Sunday
Wait a minute. As Saturday night and Friday night both are the melodrama.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. We got to talk about the
And
melodrama.
they start at 7.
Yep.
Okay.
And then it's Sunday afternoon matinee.
Okay. Now, is the melodrama going to be done like just right there? And we should say where it's going to be. It's going to be at Saddle West.
Saddle West in the
Outside.
Yep, outside.
And the melodrama, do you have an actual stage for that, or are they
yeah.
going to be
No,
interacting with people?
No, it's in a big tent.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
all
we
right.
have a tent and it'll be inside there. Plus Sunday afternoon, as Alice mentioned. Plus the preacher will have an old
Revival.
fire and revival
Brimstone.
kind of.
Oh, my God. And that's going to be on Sunday morning.
Yep, Sunday morning.
What time would that be for everybody that's interested
You're
in going
asking-
to an old-time revival?
Just coming at 9 o'clock on Sunday, you'll see
Oh,
it all.
9 o'clock. Okay.
And we do have an auction on
Uh-huh.
Sunday. We're auctioning off some horses. And anything else, anybody wants, any Western gear, anybody that wants to bring a saddle, we're gonna have an auctioneer and they can bring tack or a saddle or anything they want to.
Yeah, so this is really the Wild West Extravaganza that you're all talking about. I mean, there's so much going on, a Pony Express ride along with all the entertainment and the auction and stuff. Now, let's get to the organization. How did it get started, and what was the purpose behind starting this
It was
organization?
Bob's dream.
Bob's dream.
And it
He
was,
always wanted to be a cowboy.
Yeah.
And the first one was called a hoedown,
Uh-huh.
and it was in the parking lot at the Nugget.
Yep,
Yep.
I remember that one. That was, gosh, you said 11 years
11
ago?
years
11
ago.
years ago.
Wow, that's amazing, and it's just grown over the years.
Well, it morphed into something too big for the parking lot. So we went over to Saddle West and then for about 3 or 4 years, the chamber ran it. And they, at one point, the chamber decided that they wanted to divest themselves of a bunch of stuff. So we incorporated as a nonprofit corporation in the state of Utah, Nevada rather.
Okay, I was going to say, what? Huh?
I lived there 19 years. It comes automatically.
I gotcha.
Anyhow, we incorporated, and we've been, for the last, this will be the third year that our corporation, nonprofit corporation, has run it. And I mean, it's really nonprofit, believe me.
Okay. So the monies, do they go to the organization to just keep it going every year, or is there a
So far, we haven't had a positive balance, so it's just to keep it going every year.
keep it going? Something fun to do, get people out and about.
And every
this
year
is
it
a great
grows.
time of the year to do it.
Every year it grows. We get more attractions every year. This year, we have a Western art show
Oh, wow.
inside at the bingo hall in the Nugget. I mean, that's
Saddle West.
You know, we're going to fire him. He can't talk anymore.
Yeah, my first day.
You're
was-
going to confuse everybody
My
here.
first day with new lips. I'm sorry.
Sorry. They look good, by the way. I like what they did to your lips. They plumped them up a little.
Yeah.
It's that Botox thing, I think, or collagen, whatever they put in the lips. I almost said
Where
that
were
word
we?
again. I don't know. No, you were
Where
talking
are we?
about. We are at the Young at Heart show. We're at the station somewhere
hell
up on
we
the
are.
hill. John, what's your involvement with the Wild West Extravaganza?
I got started 3 or 4 years ago with Bob, just helping out. And then I signed on permanently.
Yes. So when you say permanently, does that mean
Yes.
does it take a year to get all this
yeah.
organized
Oh, yeah.
each year and
It's
try
taking
to come
longer
up
and
with-
longer each year.
Yeah, but look where you started to where you are now.
We have a very, very good group of volunteers.
Oh, wow,
boy.
that's good to hear.
Yeah,
We have a committee that's very, very talented.
absolutely. And they're willing to step up and do the work.
Mm-hmm.
They're incredible. They really have been, all of them. And I wish I could name them all, but I can't
That's
remember
okay.
my own, what I had for breakfast.
Yeah, well, you don't even know where we are. We're in the state of Nevada, not Utah. That's another show.
Old folks rule, but not very well.
Right.
So, what are some of some of the bands playing this weekend? Do you know?
You know, we have put an ad in the paper. I'm over entertainment. No, not entertainment. Guys, we're all screwing up today. I'm over publicity, and I mark the ground and all this and that.
Right.
So, in the paper on Thursday, the Mirror, we had it last week. They'll have it this week. Friday, the Pahrump Valley Times will have it. They had it last week. It tells you all the shows, all the times, all the bands.
In other words, we
Wow.
don't know who's there.
I was going to say, so you have quite a few bands then,
Yeah.
not just like a couple coming out. Are they locals here from?
Some of them are, and some
during-
of them are from
yeah.
out of
So
town.
how come I didn't get in on this? I'm going to have to submit.
year?
Yeah, because, people don't know. I can do country and western.
I know.
Good.
I don't have
know
to do
you have.
just swing
I've
jazz.
heard you sing.
Yeehaw! I can put a twang in my twang.
There you go.
Oh,
Or a twang in my twang.
Well, we've been
Yeah.
announcing on
Let it
this
lay
station
there.
and also on the radio stations and stuff in town. So
Well, I'm just getting into I'm just now getting back into the swing of things
Right.
here.
look,
It's
we
like,
got Civil War cannons
yes.
and with a Gatling gun.
Oh, wow.
And
A
if
real
you-
one?
Yeah, if you want to fire the Gatling gun, they have blanks. You can fire them for $1 a piece.
Where are you, what direction?
Well, they go out in,
blanks.
actually, of course, they're shooting blanks.
Oh, I could say something about that one too.
Yes.
but
Is this an X-rated show?
we have
It's
the
turning out
SAS,
that way today.
we have the SAS shooters coming. We
She
have
has
the
the
mountain.
sash shooters. You better
Mountain
You know
pronounce.
what a
Stone
sash
man.
shooter is?
Well, they're pretty sassy, darn
No, it's
sassy.
Single Action Shooter
single-
Society.
Single action.
The black powder folks.
Yeah.
That dress in period costumes.
And then we have the gold seekers that will be panning gold
Oh, my
like
gosh.
they did last year. We have the mountain men. I'm not sure what they're going to do.
I'm not
They're
sure how
gonna
many
do
are
things the
coming.
mountain men
I'm
do.
not sure.
Oh, we got
Everybody put your dogs and cats away. Don't
Right.
leave them outside.
Right.
And your burrows.
we got we got those too.
You got those?
And the main thing I want to
The
say is
teepees.
it's free, guys.
Oh,
it's all free.
Yeah.
There's no
We like
charge.
That's
to
why
come
we're a
in.
nonprofit.
And I was
Right.
gonna say, and do you have like a senior discount then too?
Yeah, we get
Yeah.
Double free.
we pay them to come.
Hey, do you hear that, folks? You get paid to come to this
We
extravaganza.
have an Indian little Indian village with legitimate teepees are put up with all the ceremony and all that, with the door facing north and all that.
Now, are people coming to you over the years to say, we would like to be part of this, like the Indian Village and the demonstrations and the SAS fighters, or are you still having to seek them out? Because there's so much.
Some of them we do, some of them we don't.
And they're having just a blast.
Yeah.
And the VFW Saddle West will give them the beer concession again this year. That started last year, so they get to do it again this year. And they're right next to
one of the most important guys.
Saddle West.
Joey Dillon.
Joey Dillon's coming.
Joey Dillon. Okay,
Joey
Dillon. Very important person.
Joey Dillon is a trick gun artist.
Wow.
He's going to be our MC.
Oh, you even knew that out, did you?
With my outfit.
Oh, cool. I think this is going to be like a blast and a half to go.
Joey is actually world famous. He has trained several of the Hollywood people who are not country and western how to quick draw and shoot and stuff like that.
To look at authentic. Yeah.
There's still room for somebody to come. We have a couple facades that are not filled. If anybody would like to come and have those for the weekend.
Wow.
So if you're still thinking about it, call the chamber. And they can tell you how to get a hold of us.
Again, folks, like Alice just said, if you want to be involved, they have some facades that you can use. And is it free to them to do that too? If
they have to pay the regular fee,
It's a
but
rental
we'll
fee.
give them
okay, the rental fee. My goodness gracious, you could get in on this if you got homemade,
I think
like
it's $100
quilting.
for all 3 days.
Quilting, homemade
Yes.
quilting, homemade cooking, the canned goods or the canned
Absolutely.
preserves, that would go right along with this.
One of the buildings is 8 by 12 and the other one's 8 by 8.
And we're running out of time. So, folks, it's going to be the 14th, 15th, and 16th of this week. Come on out and have fun at the Pahrump Wild West Extravaganza.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
We'll see you there. Bye, guys.
Thank
Bye-bye.
That's good.
Hello there. We're back at Young at Heart with Flo Provenza.
And good morning.
Good morning. And you look absolutely stunning in those colors.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Well, I got a jacket because I'm hoping fall will come.
Well, it was here for a little bit, and then it surprised us with that another splurge of heat. But who knows? Anyway, we've had so many interesting things that are going to be happening this coming weekend, and we love this time of the year, and fall is the best. And you're here to talk about another event that's coming up.
Well, yes.
And we don't mind, because with the Wild West Extravaganza going on, you've got Friday and, Sunday to do fun stuff. But if you want something else to do near the valley.
Saturday night.
And it is in the evening, right?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
And it's going to be a barbecue with music and everything else out at the China Ranch.
And I'm sure everybody out there knows where the China Ranch is and have been there one or twice in their lifetime.
I hope.
Yes.
And I've got a telephone number they can call because they have to let them know ahead of time.
Okay, but let's explain to us what's going on and why they're doing this big barbecue.
Well, they want to get a bigger base for, the water in anywhere in the desert is extreme for us.
Exactly. It's very important.
And between the Amargosa and the underground basins and the water that comes through, coming from the north, which could come from as far away as the Ruby Mountains, but nobody really, and the water that comes in for the pupfish was completely different water. Nobody really knows how long all this water will last.
Right.
And the bigger the towns grow, look at Las Vegas.
I know.
They have imported water from everywhere in the state. They bought the water rights on every ranch, any place.
Well, that happened back in the 1930s with their agreement.
No, they just a few years back they started. Some of our neighbors that have little ranches up there.
Wow.
Yeah, and any place that they couldn't prove that they had the water rights, Las Vegas clobbered them up. And so water is very important. And it seems like this area is going to grow. I moved out of Vegas because it grew so much.
Right.
I could come over here, but I didn't live here. And now it's starting over here.
So is that why they're doing the event, is to make people aware of what's going on in desert living?
Yes, some of it is that.
Okay.
The rest of it is the beauty and everything that's over there. The different sites that are there are so different, and people just don't know what's there.
Right.
And so they're going to have this barbecue out at the China Ranch. And then you can be automatically, for $15,
Right.
you can automatically you will become a member of the Conservancy, which my daughter Donna
Right. Donna Provenza is now a
was
part of
actually
that.
Donna Provenza Lamb.
Well, true. Let's not forget the
And
hyphen.
she's the director.
Uh-huh.
And there's some wonderful, very, very educated people working with her. And so they want people to know why they are trying to protect all of this, because we don't want it to disappear.
Absolutely
It's
not.
too
yeah.
beautiful and too important to the
Right.
future, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go there for $15, you get the barbecue. You also will become automatically a member.
Is that a lifetime membership, or is
I
it
guess.
Oh,
I don't
gosh.
know how they run it, but I've got a number where you call.
Okay.
Okay.
And also, before we get to that phone number, becoming a member of the how do you say?
Conservancy.
Conservancy, not, I think I called it something else earlier. Then that gives
You get
them the
automatically get mailed
Right.
information
or
of
emailed
what's
information
happening
of what's happening.
anywhere in the desert, you know,
Right.
because there's a lot of things going on people don't know about.
Yeah. And this is our home, folks. We want to preserve it to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
And water is one of those rare things here that when it's gone, what else
We're
do we have
gone.
to fall? Yeah, what do we have to fall back on? Yeah.
New York City, Chicago,
Well, they keep,
Los Angeles.
I don't know if I drink that water in Chicago. They keep turning
Yeah.
green.
No, I like our nice.
On purpose.
I like our nice water out here.
Yeah, well, some of it is really good.
Yeah, most of it
Yeah.
is not that bad.
So there again, it is an evening event. What is the telephone number? You have it here?
Yes, I
Can you
do.
see it? Okay.
760-852-4339.
Right. And again, it's an evening event, which kind of surprises me because
Well, should be beautiful there.
right.
There's
yeah.
going to be music,
Oh yeah, music.
and you meet a lot of
barbecue,
desert rats, like
and
me.
get a short education if you are new to the valley, an education in desert living, perhaps. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do have some pictures of the different sites in China Ranch
Yeah.
that you did bring, so we might show those, and you can describe what we're looking at. Once that was Jeff's cue. There we go. Now, what are we looking at here?
Right
Flo?
there, you're looking at a picture in the late afternoon.
Oh.
Look at that. That's one of their
Oh.
trees, and it's that's in the late afternoon, and it's just beautiful.
It
out
looks
there.
like an oasis in the middle
It
of the
is.
desert. It
It
really
is
does.
an oasis.
And I know we've been out there before. That's
I
interesting.
call this one Snaky.
Sneaky tree.
He just wouldn't mind. As he was growing up, I know that Brian had a terrible time with him.
Oh gosh, so yes, but he is a date producing tree.
Oh, absolutely. They have trees from a lot of different countries.
Wow, I didn't
They
know
added. And that is a fence, and you would not believe how high that actually is. And that's from the old dead palm trees.
that. Right, it looks like it's
Or date
probably
trees.
about 5 feet, maybe.
Well, it's close.
I see the car on top, so I'm assuming this was as a border
Yeah,
for the parking
yeah.
lot or something like that.
Oh,
So
well, the
height
car's
from
lower.
it-
You go up a little bit. But,
right.
when you're walking on this side, it's way up here.
So
you
it's repurposing an old date tree by using the trunk to
know.
utilize
Nobody
it.
can ram through that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they could.
And, I brought this also. A few weeks ago, I told you about the mine that was out there,
Right.
the works that were out there.
And this is on the way
And-
to China Ranch?
Well, if you missed the first turnoff going to Tacoma,
Right.
and you're on that road going to California,
Uh-huh.
then the next turnoff to the left they are. The next turnoff is where the borax was. There's
Absolutely, yeah.
and that was right there after you turn. It's right around the curve. That
Okay.
got burnt down when they burnt down other stuff out in the desert
Right.
and the springs,
Right.
the warm springs.
Uh-huh.
All of those fires occurred.
Wow, amazing.
And that's just last year or the year before?
I don't know.
I don't know, I forgot. Well,
That's
as old
okay,
as
we don't
I
care.
am, I can
You're
forget a
all
little
right
bit.
to, yeah, we don't mind.
And, but that's where that will be out there in that
So
desert.
see, what you should do is maybe if you are going to go out there and drive out in the later afternoon around when it's still a little light, maybe like about 5:30ish or 5, and just take a drive through if you never have and see what we have out there in the desert.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Now, is the best way to
Gorgeous.
get out to China Ranch from say
Go to
Central?
Shoshone.
So from Central Pahrump is it
Sure.
Bella Vista or
No,
is it
you
the
go on
360?
on the highway to California.
Oh,
160. We argued about this once before.
Oh, that's right. It's 372. Thank you.
The Brown Road.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah, until it dead ends at Shoshone.
It stops right there in Shoshone. Then you make a left-hand turn.
Right.
You go to the first road. That takes you into Tecopa.
Okay, and there's a sign there.
And then you turn left. Yeah, you turn left on Tecopa. And didn't I bring other pictures of the China Ranch? One of the going down the grade.
Do we have one of going down the grade there, Jeff? Or
Yeah, we have some more there.
we can show those.
It shows the road because when people get on that road, they won't know they're going anywhere.
Okay, now is it a paved road or is it still graveled?
It's a gravel road,
Okay.
the last stretch.
But they have a sign
But when
for
you
it.
turn and you start going down,
Right, you feel like you're lost.
you feel like, where am I going? There's nothing here.
Right, and then all of a sudden this beautiful oasis out there.
Yeah, it's way down.
Okay, now
like
is this
that.
the first time that they've done anything like this, and they think to do this, keep doing, you know?
Well, they do have those tours.
Right,
And we've talked
that's
about
right.
that. Yeah.
The date ranch tours, or you can just go there
Yeah,
yourself.
or you can just go there. But if you bring somebody with you, like if a couple goes to this affair on Saturday, it'll be $5 less. It's $25 for two people
Right.
for music, food, walking around in a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And visiting with other people that like that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, it sounds marvelous.
And it is gorgeous.
Oh.
It is just gorgeous.
It
out
is, and
there.
they're known for their date shakes. I think that's probably one of their most famous things that people they say if you go to the China
desert
Ranch,
people. Yeah.
China Ranch, you gotta have a date shake. It's like,
And you know that was started by a Chinese man.
is that why it's called China Ranch?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
And he disappeared.
He disappeared.
He was down there and he disappeared. He used to grow food. I think I told this once before, grew food for the miners. He'd bring it in and sell it to the people that were over there mining when there was mining going on over there.
Huh.
And then,
Now, did he start the ranch itself as a date farm?
no.
Oh, okay.
Well, he may have there were some date palms down there.
I gotcha.
But then Brian's family eventually bought it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who owned it after him, but Brian's family, his grandfather, I think it was, bought it years ago when Brian was real little. I don't even, maybe before he was born. No, I don't think so. But anyhow, he bought it. And it took a while before they could make anything out of it, but they started getting palm trees from everywhere. They
Right.
would send for them and plant them.
Yeah, you can walk around and they'll
And
show
it's
you all
gorgeous.
the names of the
And you
the
can
different
taste all the
dates.
different dates.
Right.
You
Wow.
know. I go all the way over there to buy my dates.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, you buy your dates? That's
Oh.
a whole other show there too. Does Pete know this?
I buy the dates for Pete.
Oh!
He's the date lover.
You swingers, you. I don't know about the two of
This
you.
is one of those
Yeah.
ambiguous conversations.
Absolutely, play on words. You just have to go there when it happens because it's fun. Anyway,
Anyhow, so I left off Las Vegas, but I've got some more stories.
well, we'll
about
get to
Vegas
that
later.
next time because this is important. This is the weekend. It's
It
going to
is.
be only one night, Saturday evening, so that's on the 15th, 6 o'clock p.m.
Call this number.
Call that number, 760-852-4339. And there again, $50 for one person or
No,
20.
15 and
15,
then 25.
that's what I said. My tongue gets tied up. 15. Yeah, we're selling people. 15.
It's either your tongue or my ear.
Oh,
I'm
well,
not
I
sure
don't
which.
know. It's a combination of both, I'm afraid. Anyway, give them a call. It's this Saturday evening. Well worth it.
Let 'em
We're
know
going to
you're
have so
coming.
much fun this weekend.
Yes.
We'll be back. Thank you, Flo, again.
Bye-bye.
Are we on the air yet, Al?
No.
Okay, let's keep dancing. Work those biceps and triceps. Did we have a good show today, Al?
Oh, yeah, we had a fantastic show today.
I think we had so much fun that we just can't help ourselves, but we break out and dance because
That's true.
we're young at heart.
Yes.
And that's what we do, and that's how you keep yourself young.
Oh, my goodness.
And
do that.
What happened?
Tired.
Oh, you're tired.
Oh.
We decided we're going to call our little mascot
Did we give her a name yet?
Funky Monkey.
Funky Monkey. That's
Now,
a
if you
cute
have
name.
a better idea out there, of course, you can always email us someplace and tell us.
A motorcycle gang. Did you see
Aw,
his
his little motorcycle gang. We've decided we're going to keep him on the show, and like at Christmas time, we'll dress him up in little Santa costume.
That's a good idea.
And why am I yelling?
I have no idea why you're yelling.
Maybe it's because I think you're hard of hearing.
We'll have to check your hearing.
I guess so. Well, we need a hearing doctor on the show sometimes besides just Dr. Leaks and
That's true.
We have a new sponsor, Dr. Otto. He's going to be on the show.
Oh,
gonna be
Dr. Otto is going to be on the
Otto
show.
is gonna
and
check
he
your
is
ears.
for your hearing. But
Yes.
where's that little thingy? Oh,
one?
well, when Dr. Leaks was here, I said, okay, do you know the definition of an eyedropper?
No.
It's a clumsy ophthalmologist.
Hey, that's a good one. Let me mark that up
Yeah,
so
or
you
you
won't
could say,
use it again.
or it's a clumsy Dr. Leak. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh,
No,
I'ma
we
tell
know
him.
better than that. He's my eye doctor.
Ooh.
It's the family eye doctor.
Oh, okay.
He's got a good sense of humor, I hope.
Yes. Who's on next week?
We have
Yes.
Thali Kativas with
See?
Precious Care. And that's,
Precious Care.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
care of
Right.
elderlies that need it.
That's true.
We also, and I want to pronounce his name right, is Gaetano Denza. And he was at Normandy during the Normandy invasion of all
Wow.
places. And
Yeah.
my gosh, I'm sure he's got stories he could tell you all day long about what it was like in World War II.
That's true.
And so that should be fascinating.
Right. Then we have Miss Lee McNeese talking about senior education. She teaches over there at the college.
At the community college.
See.
In Provenza. That's
Yes.
great.
And then we
of
have
course,
what?
Dr. Leaks is going to be on.
Yes.
Talking about, I don't know, you did the interview. What did y'all talk about?
We talked about eyes.
Well, there
From
you
the
go.
time that I was a little kid until the time that I'm now.
And how your
Have
environment
matured.
affects your eyes? What?
That's right. That's
Oh.
what we talked about.
Well, that should be interesting. We've had a great time. I love this. It makes me frisky, this kind of weather.
It does.
Yeah, it makes me
It's
want to
not too
dance.
hot.
Dance, dance, dance. We love you. Thank you for joining us again on Young at Heart. We'll be back next week. Have a great weekend. Lots to do. And here's our Funky Monkey.
Bye, folks.
Next week for another entertaining and informative hour of Young at Heart. Have a good day.
Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if